15 signs a guy is jealous but is trying not to show it. Jealousy is a tricky emotion, especially in relationships. Often, guys don't like to admit they're feeling jealous, but their actions can reveal what words won't. Have you ever noticed your guy acting a little different when you talk about other men? Maybe he goes silent, suddenly becomes overly sweet, or even a bit distant. These behaviors might seem random, but they could be signs of jealousy he's trying hard to hide. The challenge is figuring out whether it's jealousy or just mood swings. Could his sudden shifts in energy or overly calm demeanor be his way of covering up his true feelings? Why won't he just admit it? And more importantly, how should you respond if you do pick up on these clues? From unexpected passive aggressiveness to moments when he can't help but keep an eye on you, these signs can be telling. Curious to know if your guy is secretly jealous but pretending not to care? Let's explore the subtle hints that could reveal his true feelings. But before we begin, welcome to another video from PSY Insight YouTube channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe for more social psychology videos. Now, let's get into it. 1. He acts different. When a guy is jealous but trying to hide it, his whole demeanor can shift right before your eyes. One moment he's his usual self, relaxed, funny, and engaging, but the second another guy enters the conversation, everything changes. Have you noticed him becoming more defensive or suddenly critical when another man is mentioned? Maybe he gets tense or withdraws from the conversation altogether. This drastic shift in behavior can be confusing, especially when he acts like nothing's wrong. But don't be fooled, it's often a strong indication that jealousy is bubbling beneath the surface. Why does he act so differently when another guy comes into the picture? It's usually because he feels threatened, even if he won't admit it. He may try to laugh it off or act indifferent, but his body language and mood tell a different story. The jokes might feel forced, the compliments may stop, or he could start questioning your connection in subtle ways. Has he ever interrupted a conversation or changed the topic as soon as another man's name comes up? This defensive behavior is often his way of trying to regain control or reassure himself, even if he doesn't want to acknowledge what he's feeling. His change in behavior might seem small at first, but over time, you'll notice the patterns. He might become more possessive, ask more questions about your interactions with other men, or act distant when certain people are around. These shifts reveal a deeper insecurity he's trying to hide. Have you ever caught him acting differently in these situations? It's often a sure sign that jealousy is playing a bigger role than he's willing to admit. 2. The occasional silent treatment. Does he suddenly go quiet when you casually mention another guy? Even if it seems like an innocent conversation, the sudden silent treatment could be his way of masking jealousy. When a guy feels jealous, he might struggle to process his emotions, and instead of confronting them, he clams up. It's as if he's building an invisible wall to protect himself, hiding his vulnerability in the process. But to you, it can feel distant, cold, and confusing. Why does he shut down over something so small? Have you ever noticed these awkward silences slipping into your conversations after certain names come up? Maybe it's not just the silence, but also a shift in his mood, or a sudden end to the conversation altogether. It's his way of showing discomfort without saying it out loud. The more often it happens, the more it signals that his jealousy is simmering beneath the surface. Is this his way of avoiding conflict, or is he waiting for you to ask what's wrong? Either way, it's a classic sign that his jealousy is brewing, even if he won't admit it. 3. He always wants to have the last laugh. Jealousy can drive a guy to compete for your attention, often manifesting as a constant need to have the last laugh. If you've noticed, he always tries to make a joke or comment after someone else, especially if it's another man. It's likely a sign that he feels threatened. By ensuring he has the final word, he's not just seeking validation, he's subtly trying to assert his dominance in the social setting. This behavior can often go unnoticed, but it speaks volumes about his insecurities. Is he really that funny? Or is he trying to outshine others to keep your focus on him? His need to be the center of your attention reveals a deeper fear of losing you or being compared to other men. Each punchline is a bid to reinforce his place in your heart, a silent declaration that he's worthy of your admiration. So next time he cracks the last joke or steals the spotlight, consider what's really behind it. Is it pure humor, or is it jealousy wrapped in laughter? Understanding these dynamics can help you navigate your relationship more insightfully. 4. His energy levels change when you talk about other men. Have you ever noticed a palpable shift in his energy when you casually mention another guy? Whether it's a male friend, colleague, or even a celebrity crush, his mood can go from upbeat to distant in an instant. This sudden change isn't just in his words, it often reflects in his body language. You might catch him crossing his arms, avoiding eye contact, or even looking away, as if he's trying to shield himself from feelings he doesn't want to confront. So why does this happen? When you talk about other men, it triggers something deep within him, an instinctual response rooted in jealousy. Even if he attempts to maintain his composure, the discomfort is evident. This reaction reveals that his feelings for you are genuine. He may feel threatened or insecure about his place in your life. Understanding this behavior can offer insight into his emotions. It's a reminder that jealousy, while often uncomfortable, is a natural part of relationships. By paying attention to these subtle signs, you can create an open dialogue about feelings, reassuring him of your affection and commitment. 5. He only flirts when he thinks you're watching. Have you noticed that he suddenly turns on the charm when he thinks you're watching? This behavior can be a significant indicator of jealousy. He might flirt with other women or engage in playful banter, but only when he knows you're around. Why does he do this? It often stems from a deep-seated need to assert himself and remind you of his desirability. This flirtation isn't just harmless fun, it's a subtle way of playing mind games. By making you feel a twinge of jealousy, he's trying to mirror the insecurities he's grappling with himself. It's as if he's saying, "Look at me, I'm still wanted." This can leave you feeling confused and questioning his motives. If you've caught him being extra flirty when you're nearby but never when you're out of sight, that's a crucial sign. His need for validation through your jealousy reflects his own emotional turmoil. Recognizing this pattern can open up a conversation about feelings, ultimately leading to a healthier relationship where both partners feel secure and valued. 6. He hates that you have a life outside him. Does he seem uncomfortable or even upset when you talk about spending time with friends, particularly male ones? This reaction is a significant red flag and could indicate deep-seated jealousy. A secure partner will encourage you to nurture your friendships and enjoy your life outside of the relationship. However, when jealousy creeps in, your independence can feel like a threat to him. Why does he react this way? It often stems from insecurity. He may feel a lack of control over your attention when you're with others, especially men, which can trigger feelings of inadequacy or fear of losing you. This discomfort can manifest in various ways: sudden mood shifts, dismissive comments, or even attempts to undermine your plans. Have you ever noticed him trying to discourage you from going out or subtly implying that you should prioritize him? These behaviors reveal an underlying fear that he isn't enough or that your time with others could jeopardize your relationship. Understanding this can help you both address these feelings and build a stronger, healthier connection. 7. He's rude to your male friends. If your guy starts acting cold or even rude toward your male friends, this behavior is often rooted in jealousy. He might not openly admit it, but feeling threatened by other men in your life can lead him to lash out in uncharacteristic ways. You may notice him making sarcastic remarks or overly critical comments that seem out of place. Why does he struggle to be polite? It's because he perceives these men as competition, triggering feelings of insecurity and inadequacy. Instead of confronting his emotions, he opts to mask them with defensiveness and sarcasm. This reaction not only reflects his jealousy but also showcases his fear of losing your attention or affection to someone else. Have you found yourself in awkward situations where he seems to deliberately undermine your friends? This could be a classic sign that his jealousy is bubbling just beneath the surface. Addressing this behavior head-on can not only help him understand his feelings but also strengthen the bond between you two. Understanding the root cause of his actions can pave the way for healthier communication and a more secure relationship. 8. He becomes your shadow. When a guy becomes your shadow, it's often a clear indicator that jealousy is at play. If he suddenly wants to be by your side during outings with friends or even in everyday situations, it may not be solely about support. Instead, he could be trying to monitor your interactions, ensuring that no one else gets too close. This behavior can feel stifling, almost as if he's keeping tabs on you, which can raise questions about his trust and security in the relationship. Do you find yourself feeling like you can't breathe without him hovering nearby? This clinginess often stems from his insecurities, making him anxious about your attention drifting elsewhere. If you're sensing this shadow-like presence, it's essential to address it. Open conversations about boundaries and trust can help him understand that while you value his company, you also cherish your independence. By tackling his jealousy head-on, you can foster a healthier relationship dynamic that allows both of you to feel secure and respected. 9. His eyes are always on you. Does it feel like he has radar eyes fixated on you, especially when you're chatting with other guys? This constant surveillance is a hallmark of jealousy. A guy who's feeling insecure may steal glances your way or, at times, outright stare. trying to gauge the dynamics of your interactions. Why is he so invested in what you're doing? It stems from his fear of losing you or feeling overshadowed by another man. Have you noticed how he tracks your every move in social settings? This intense watchfulness can be suffocating, raising questions about trust and confidence in your relationship. Does he really believe you would choose someone else over him? Or is his jealousy clouding his judgment? Recognizing these signs can help you understand his feelings better. Opening up a dialogue about trust might not only ease his worries but also strengthen your bond. After all, a healthy relationship thrives on trust and mutual respect, not on constant surveillance. 10. He feigns aloofness. When he feigns aloofness, acting as if he's completely unfazed by your interactions with other men, it's likely a smokescreen for his true emotions. This deliberate indifference is his attempt to project an image of confidence, suggesting that he doesn't care. However, the reality is often far from it. Underneath this cool exterior, he may be wrestling with feelings of jealousy and insecurity. Why does he go to such lengths to maintain this facade? It often stems from a desire to avoid vulnerability, fearing that showing his true feelings could expose weaknesses. Yet, this act of nonchalance can backfire, revealing more than he intends. Have you noticed that his aloofness makes the atmosphere awkward or tense? Instead of masking his feelings, it highlights the very jealousy he's trying to hide. The question remains, what's preventing him from being honest? Encouraging open dialogue about feelings may be the key to breaking down those barriers, allowing for greater emotional connection and trust in your relationship. After all, genuine intimacy often thrives in the space created by vulnerability. 11. Tries to check your phone. Have you noticed him peeking over your shoulder when you're texting or casually asking to see your phone? A jealous guy may feel the need to invade your privacy by reading your messages or social media chats. Research shows that mobile phones can significantly impact trust in relationships, and his desire to check your phone is a clear red flag. Why is he so fixated on your conversations? It stems from his insecurities and fear of losing you to someone else, whether he's subtly glancing when you're not looking or directly asking to see your messages. These behaviors reveal a troubling lack of trust. Is this a sign of genuine concern, or is it an indication that his jealousy is spiraling out of control? Understanding his motivations can help you decide how to address the situation. 12. He freaks out when communication isn't instant. If a guy exhibits an over-the-top reaction when you don't respond to his texts or calls instantly, it's often a sign of underlying jealousy. This behavior can manifest as anxiety, frustration, or even anger when he feels like he's not getting immediate feedback from you. It's as if every moment you're unavailable. His mind races with worry. Does she like someone else? Is she ignoring me? This constant need for reassurance stems from his insecurities and fear of losing you. Have you caught him sending multiple follow-up messages or calling repeatedly if you don't reply within minutes? It can feel suffocating and may make you question your own space and independence. His freakouts can stem from a deeper fear of being replaced, leading to possessive tendencies that can strain your relationship. Encouraging open conversations about your communication styles can help alleviate this tension. Reassuring him of your commitment while also setting healthy boundaries can foster a sense of security, allowing both of you to communicate more effectively without the anxiety of instant responses hanging over your heads. 13. He becomes too sweet. When a guy becomes excessively sweet, it's often a clear sign that jealousy is at play. You might notice him showering you with compliments, surprising you with gifts, or going out of his way to do kind gestures. This sudden surge of affection can feel overwhelming and may even leave you questioning his motives. Is he genuinely being thoughtful, or is there something more beneath the surface? This behavior usually stems from insecurity. He feels threatened by the presence of other men in your life and is desperately trying to hold your attention. By being overly sweet, he hopes to remind you of his value and worth. It's a tactic to ensure that you don't look elsewhere, even if it feels disingenuous at times. Have you experienced moments where his kindness felt a bit forced? This may be a sign that he's trying to compensate for his feelings of jealousy, leading to a confusing dynamic. Encouraging open dialogue about emotions and expressing your appreciation for his affection can help balance this behavior, fostering a more authentic connection between you both. 14. He gets angry. When jealousy creeps in, it can transform your guy's demeanor, often leading to unexpected anger. Have you noticed him becoming irritable or frustrated when you mention other men or share stories about male friends? This reaction can signal that his jealousy is boiling just beneath the surface. It's not always about you. Instead, it reflects his internal struggle with feelings of insecurity and inadequacy. Why does he react so strongly? Often, It's because he feels a loss of control when it comes to your relationships with other men. The presence of male friends can ignite his fears of being replaced or overlooked. This frustration can manifest as passive-aggressive comments or even outright anger. Instead of communicating his feelings, he might lash out, leaving you confused. Have you found yourself walking on eggshells around him after such outbursts? Understanding that his anger stems from jealousy might help you navigate these tricky emotional waters more effectively. Encouraging him to express his feelings openly can help address the root of the issue and promote healthier communication between you both. 15. To wrap things up, jealousy is a tangled web of emotions that can impact relationships in significant ways. While some guys may attempt to mask their feelings, their actions often betray their true emotions. From sudden mood swings and passive-aggressive comments to excessive charm and attention, these signs can serve as red flags in your relationship. Have you caught yourself wondering why he behaves differently when other men are mentioned or present? Recognizing these behaviors can be the first step toward addressing underlying issues. Ignoring these signs may lead to misunderstandings and unnecessary tension. It might be time to sit down and engage in an open and honest conversation about your relationship dynamics. What do you think triggers his jealousy? Understanding the root of his feelings can pave the way for a deeper connection and greater trust between you both. Don't hesitate to approach this topic. It could be the key to fostering a healthier, more transparent relationship.